Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, the holiday special, episode number 626, or Stitch Edition. I'm one of the hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Rory Fineside,
Ho, ho, ho.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Merry Christmas.
And happy Hanukkah.
And Kwanzaa.
Filthy animals.
And all those other...
Ramadan?
Yes. Welcome, listeners and viewers. I've got my ugly sweater rocking here for those watching on. Because we are live streaming on Twitch Tuesday night starting at 8 o'clock. Please join us. We have a lot of fun. We are on YouTube the following day, so hit that subscribe and the like button on that channel. Leave us a comment. We will talk back with you guys. We'll mention you on the air. We appreciate you guys watching this year, but this is getting near the end, and there is a little news this week, but usually there isn't. So we planned this little holiday special where we're going to go over, we did this years ago where we talked about I think we listed them like top movies of our TV shows or movies of the holiday season. And, so we're going to get into that, but not like a list. We're going to do our favorites because the list, whatever. You guys want to know the good, like what we like, right? I mean, the good stuff. So that's what we're going to get into. First though, guys, what we've been up to, anything good to watch recently? I've been watching some Christmas stuff, so I'll talk about that during the other half of this segment here. So, Corey,
anything
anything
I watched recently was Bullet Train on Netflix.
Nice. It's an older one.
No, it's new.
No,
Came out
That's
this
new?
summer.
new.
How old is that? Wait, who's in that one?
It's
Brad Pitt's movie.
Oh yeah, that's the Spy Train, right?
on
Yes.
the Bullet Train, yeah.
Yes,
The Bullet Train.
the Spy Train. Yes, I remember seeing that in the thing in the theaters. So how was
I
that?
mean, I don't know what you mean, spies.
I feel like spies trying to steal stuff.
Assassins.
Oh, the
It's
assassins.
like-
Okay.
Yeah, they're all people that are hired to do nefarious things, and so Brad Pitt, he has to fill in for this guy Carver because he's got a stomach bug or something, and he's this hitman who essentially doesn't want to be a hitman anymore and is trying to be a better person and doesn't want to have violence in his life and all this
John Wick.
kumbaya stuff.
Got it.
A lot less, conviction, I guess. But yeah, he's just just trying to do his thing, snatch and grab, and then all shit goes down, like it goes to hell, and like all these different storylines, and they all kind of tie into each other later on. That kind of like a Magnolia kind of thing, but.
Yeah.
It was a little weird how it like kept jump cutting to different things and jumping and like telling stories about the people you meet. So you meet this person and like it jump cuts to like their origin, and then you're like, oh, okay, I guess now I know who this person is. But Brad Pitt was good, and then the guy that played Kick-Ass was really good. Him and his
Nice. Aaron or something.
yeah, Quicksilver.
So you'd
Him
recommend
and his partner were really funny. Like I like those two guys. They were the highlight for me. But it was a decent action flick.
Good. Cool. All right. Anybody else here? Tony?
I forget how. I was watching YouTube clips the one night, and because the algorithm, saw me rewatching a lot of Batman animated stuff because Kevin Conner recently was like recommending me all these different things, and then I saw some clips of I think Justice League Dark Apocalypse or whatever like that, and I was like, that's on HBO Max. I was like, because it has John Constantino, I was like, oh, you know what? Like I know they were trying or talking or whatever like that about Keanu potentially doing that again. I was like, oh, I'll watch this movie, and man. We talked about it before, but like, there were good parts about this movie, but like overall, I thought it was weird.
Animated DC quality is
Nosedive. Like
That was so strong when it first came out too.
yeah. It just felt really weird and campy in like the worst ways. Some forced like weird segment with the Suicide Squad and Harley that just felt like they were trying to force them in because of the movies and stuff like that, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And like all these characters just die like randomly and unceremoniously and stuff like that. Like and Batman's brainwashed or whatever, mind controlled, so like he doesn't even care. Like you just see Batwoman get like eaten up. Batgirl, I'm sorry, you just see Batgirl get eaten up by whatever they're supposed to be, the Doom, I don't know, Paradooms, I think they called them, or something like that in the show or the movie, and I was just like,
not
okay.
the paratroopers, whatever.
Well, no, it's the
Parademons.
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 But what happened was Darkseid took Superman's DNA and created Para-Doom. So they're like part Parademon, part Doom. So they're all like, you know, Superman level strength and stuff like that. So they show up, they get betrayed because Cyborg had like Darkseid hacked. And they show up. A lot of these heroes get like maimed, if not disfigured or killed. And then it's about like Constantine helping, you know, Raven and Superman get back and whatnot. And like I said, there were good parts, but like, man, it was just trash and just seemed like a lot of like senseless violence just for like shock value stake and stuff like that. But whatever. What I thought was absolutely funny because, like, you know, spoiler alert, this is a couple years old, so I don't think anybody's gonna care.
No, go ahead.
At the end, like in the final climax, like you find out like Darkseid was like taking magma from Earth, transporting it through a boom tube to like his planet to like make it better, create all this whatever. And even though they stop him and stuff like that, they're like, oh, Earth lost like 30% of its magma, you know, even if we found a way to fix it, like millions of people are going to die by the time, like, you know, it happens and stuff like that. So you just see all these heroes that are left, and like, again, half of them got like maimed and mutilated and experimented on by like Darkseid. And Constantine just goes up to Flash and he goes, you know what you have to do. And he's like, another paradox? And it's like, yeah. So that's how it ends. He just like fucking starts running, creates another flashpoint, and I was like, oh man, this is kind of poetic what we're talking about in the news and stuff like that. But I was like, there you go, and that's how the DC animated universe ends. Because apparently that was the last one they made or something like that, and then it's starting a new thing apparently under, you know, James Gunn. So
who knows what they're gonna do?
We'll mention that real quick.
Yeah.
Mike, anything of note? Did you watch any? Well, we're gonna talk about Christmas stuff, but no. All right.
No.
James Gunn was also, we mentioned it last week. This is an ongoing saga for DC, and it's not news, it is news, it's not news, it is news. And I totally get, Mike, by the way, I do understand what your statement is like one thing comes out, another contradictory article comes out. I can't even argue that.
And this is, you know, it's beyond that now. Confirmed things are fake. Things that
I mean
were plans are not plans. So I can't care anymore. So
but then
whatever.
Okay, so let's give the updates to the listeners and viewers here. If you don't know, Henry Cavill is officially out as Superman. The Rock just posted today that he's on the shelf as Black Adam.
The same sort of vague things like, oh, in the future we'll do something, but that means nothing.
That usually means, we'll see what we can do.
Because the future
they don't want to burn
the future is now, unfortunately, because you have to build stuff from scratch, and you know the present is, you know, like 3-4 years out at the soonest.
Yeah, I did love. How are you, James Gunn, who seems to live on Twitter? How are you, James Gunn, not like aware of the world of cesspool that is on Twitter?
He did.
In the DC universe.
He acknowledged it. I posted.
I know he did,
Discord.
but I know he did. That's what I'm saying. He posted. I had no idea it was as bad as it was. We've gotten a lot more negativity than I expected. And
did he say that anywhere?
What?
I didn't see that.
I don't remember seeing that. I posted the whole thing.
He posted.
I thought he posted the fact that he understood that there's a small contingent of fans that would be very upset with what him and Peter are going to be doing.
No, that's not what I have a whole post I was reading from him on this. I read it directly from him.
It's a little off base.
I'm going to bring it up.
Whole Twitter thread right now.
I know you do. I'm going to bring it up right now.
Oh God, this is part of it. Like fuck Twitter. Fuck the threads of these people talking.
One thing.
It's all meaningless.
Okay, one of the things Peter and I were unaware of when we took the job as heads of DC Studios.
Aware. Why do you put "un" in front of it? It literally says "aware."
Oh, yeah. Then I've misread it myself multiple times.
Oh, you know, the same confirmation bias has been happening through a lot of this, but whatever.
Yeah. So, calling him out either way, and saying, you know, listen, we understand your anger, but give us a chance to do what we want to do is the right way to do it. And whether I read it as unaware or aware, it makes no difference. It's the same statement.
Jim, what are you talking about? Him saying he's aware of it is completely different than him saying he's not aware of it.
No, because the statement is still the same. It's still based on the fact that they understand. Is still the same,
but he understands that there.
He knew what he was getting into. That's like a big difference.
You made it sound like he was oblivious that
I was shocked that he didn't know what he was getting into, and now I understand that I was misreading it the whole time. Even in fact, now on the air, I misread it again. So, but the whole time, this whole weekend, I was like, wow, how did he have no idea? How do you have no idea?
Right. No, I mean that's what I mean. He had an idea.
Yeah. So, but I do like the response based on the fact that they're trying to appease that group, which will never be appeased. No. Every time he posts something that's fun to read about what they want to do in the direction, it is, fire James Gunn, hashtag somebody, like, about the first like 50 posts are that, with people saying, we loved Henry Cavill as Superman. There's nobody else can replace him. Nobody. So it's cool.
Again, and I've said this before, and the reason why people are upset, and it's not just like Snyder fanatics, because most of you guys, even though you don't like what Snyder did, you liked Cavill and were interested in seeing him in, like, a new direction. But so everyone was kind of upset by the decision to just put him on the shelf, I think.
Sure.
Even beyond, the Snyderverse trolls.
What hurt that the most, Mike, was bringing him back. If they didn't even
yes, and so that's what I mean. Like I said, it's like, you've been asking for something for years, and on Christmas Eve, your dad says it's coming. You see it there. He's like, "Yep, that's it. You're gonna get it tomorrow."
Sorry,
and
then
The
Rock.
And then the next morning, your parents are divorced. Your dad's gone, and your stepdad comes in and says, "Your present is gone. I'll get you something better, like in 5 years." That's what it feels like, and that's why.
Shouldn't have believed the Rock. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Love the Christmas.
The Rock was the only one who tried to do anything. I don't have anything against the Rock other than he's overestimated his own popularity.
His post was very, very well written. I really enjoyed his post. I thought it was very well done. Actually, it's the best, nicest post, considering what it seemed like they were at odds with each other like crazy. He did do the whole save face post,
reporting and saying nonsense about both of them. So,
but Zachary Levi posted today that he's not out as.
No, nothing has really been confirmed other than him out.
Yeah. He's not going to say anything until the movie's out, dude.
Yeah. Then he's out. Yeah. Why would they kill the? Yeah.
Although they're killing the streaming potential a little bit of Black Adam by saying, "Oh, it's not going to have anything to do with anything."
I don't care, dude. Rock didn't even say anything the day it dropped on HBO Max, which is telling.
Yeah. So
he was too busy getting in fights with people.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys continue this for a second? I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I got to take care of something real quick. Sorry. I'll be right back. Continue on with conversation. I have to take care of this. I don't even know what this is. Sorry. I'll be right back.
Well,
emergency gym leave.
So personally, I'm not happy about this at all. Obviously.
But like,
I know.
I don't understand.
I mean, I wasn't happy when Affleck got fired, so.
Well, he came back since then too.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I haven't been happy with what they've been doing for a long time. We're not very happy as fans in general. There's a small contingent of people that were happy.
But no, they weren't, because there was the proper Snyderverse has not been around since BVS.
But
then you get the Snyderverse on HBO Max, and then you get the Justice League thing, which
we even found out all these people were fake too. It's like they're all not even
people
real.
Are fake. What people are fake?
The Snyderverse that got the Justice League movie that is a superior film, like all that stuff was just all made up.
What does that mean?
It means that it wasn't real people.
It was bots.
Hounding the Warner Brothers.
It was bots.
It was fake people.
It was bots.
Imaginary people.
Bots.
Okay.
And so like that there is just goes to show, like, one person can pretend to be like 1,000 people, and then you get multiples of these people doing that.
Okay, but still, they're.
So I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter what these Snyderverse fanboys want. It matters what's gonna make Warner Brothers money right now. That's what they need to focus on, and that's good quality films, and they haven't been doing that. So they need to make
again. I mean, most of the movies were, decently financially until Justice League and then Black Adam. Really, the other ones were okay, but
they were fine. But then you don't follow up on your biggest hit, Aquaman, and you just let it linger.
It's supposed to get a sequel, but now it's a neutered sequel, so you can't strike because
they've been
there's no faith in the verse.
People in their films So that's the other problem. It's like you film all the stuff with Amber Heard, and then you can't use that stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it just goes back to awful casting. And I get being roped by The Rock for a bit, but like you have to look at reality. And how many years I've been saying you're not going to see Henry Cavill. You're not going to see Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I know. Just because you say something a lot doesn't matter. I mean,
that's what reality was. If they wanted,
he was going to be there.
No, he wasn't. They could have done Man of Steel 2 the past 5 years. They could have put him.
Yes, we understood what happened there, but The Rock sort of tried to do something to rectify it, finally do something with it, especially now that he was a hotter actor and it all seems set up. But now it's not. So whatever.
Right. So one person strong arm DC execs in like a moment.
But that one person is strong arming DC somewhere else. It's just a different person.
Who?
James Gunn.
He's not strong arm. He's the executive.
He's writing what he wants. It's his vision.
The Rock is a fucking actor.
You get hired to run.
James Gunn is a director of jokey little music-laden movies. So why does he have to run a universe? It doesn't make any difference.
I'm going to put this just in baseball terms. Difference. No, put it in baseball terms. You hire a new manager, right? Are they going to
manager with no experience? Okay.
They're going to continue the course. Or they're going to present you their vision. They're going to bring new players in. They're going to bring new stuff in. It's their vision.
They're going to get rid of all the players they have?
Well,
they're going to get rid of all the players they have, huh?
Yeah, because that way
over time, everyone retires.
Yeah. So I'm just saying he wants to present us with what he envisions going forward, and that's what we're going to get. That's what they hired him for. So I apologize, folks. I had a leak in my house. So it's fixed. Hopefully. Anyways. So let's get into the holiday special then. What the hell with it? Let's go past this DC stuff. Let's talk about the holidays for us and what that usually means and what we'd like to watch. Guys, usually for myself in the last few years at least has been lucky is with my current employment I've been able to have off like the last 2 weeks of the year, which is great, and I can watch my holiday specials and stuff. But it's always like for me, I think we mentioned this years ago, is like I love the more traditional Christmas movies. So that's like my big thing, like the Peanuts Christmas, the Year Without a Santa Claus, which is the famous one with the Miser Brothers singing. So I've gone through the stop motion stuff. I love the stop motion stuff. Like, oh, it's so good. So I traditionally like to go through and watch those movies. I know, like Mike, for instance, you're not the traditional viewer of these kind of things. Like, Home Alone is kind of a Christmas movie, but it's not, right?
It's a Christmas movie. What are you talking about?
It's more, if you're gonna say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then Home Alone is definitely a Christmas movie.
Oh yeah, I'm not
Home Alone is a pretty straight Christmas movie, I would say. But both the first two, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is like I watched.
I did some one recently.
What's that?
I watched Home Alone recently.
So did I. I watched the first one, but I basically watched The March of the Wooden Soldiers today, and I realized today for some reason I realized that it is not a Christmas movie. It's not. It happens in July in the movie, and while there's a Santa Claus in it for like a little bit of time, it is like a 5-second clip of him, and the rest of it's not about that at all. Which is funny because usually you think about that with Christmas, but it's not.
I mean, I don't think I've seen this, so why were you under the impression it was a Christmas movie?
I don't know why, because I always watch it at Christmas time. Laurel and Hardy's March of the Wooden Soldiers. it's a classic. I just figured that's a Christmas movie. I always have. I knew there was Santa Claus
associated with Christmas, but
but I found out today. I'm like trying to tell a 10-year-old why it is a Christmas movie. I'm like, I don't know actually. So no, but Mike, like what's some of your favorite go-tos?
Yeah, the only like traditional one I really like, which I haven't really watched in a while, is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the stop motion one. That's my favorite of those old school like traditional ones. And then otherwise, I like to be just a little. I like a little more going on than just Christmas, like Christmassy Christmas. So I like Batman Returns. I've seen that pretty frequently in the last few years. Obviously, I like Die Hard. it's pretty Christmassy, really, if you pay attention. And yeah, Home Alone's that's most of it.
Yeah. I mean, the Die Hard one is the arguable Christmas movie that everybody talks about. Whether it is or isn't a Christmas movie, I think we see that most of the time. I think we argued about it years ago on here, whether it was a Christmas.
No,
movie.
we did. Yeah.
Which is funny because I think I own.
I think our argument predated the popular argument.
Oh, probably. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't find our Christmas special episode we did. I mean, that's how old it is, guys. If you guys are listening to that, let me know what we ranked. That'd be awesome. You can email us allyoucangeek@gmail.com or comment on one of our posts here. Let us know. But yeah, I mean, like Tony, what's do you have like some go-tos or what do you like to do?
I mean, I don't really. I'll put something on while I'm doing stuff around the house. I don't really pay attention to it though.
Filler movies.
Like Rudolph is fine. What else? National Lampoon's Christmas.
Oh, I haven't watched that one yet.
That's
I haven't watched that one yet. Yeah.
One of my guilty pleasures is the Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, just because like it's so 90s. Like it's Arnold. Yep. It's like it's so crazy over the top.
It's one of those so bad it's good. Movies.
So exactly. So bad it's good, and like Turbo Man is essentially a Power Ranger for all intents and purposes, and I just think it's like so hilarious. Just like I don't know. Like you just said, it's so bad it's good. It's a guilty pleasure and stuff like that. Trying to think of other ones. I mean, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is
that's a classic.
Elf, I think.
I know. I mean, Elf is I haven't seen it yet.
Modern classic, I would say.
Yeah. And Home Alone is always good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. The Elf story on the movies that made it, isn't it on that one? They had the whole Elf story on that. That was a great episode on that. And they talk about how that came together, like so crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's that's a classic, newer classic. So
and you have the Nightmare Before Christmas, which for me personally is
never
kind of ruined by an ex, so it's like whatever. But I recognize.
I never got into that one. I never liked that one. That's myself. I just never did. I don't know what it is.
I feel like by the time Christmas comes, I've seen it enough during Halloween. That one.
It is a double movie. It is a double movie. So,
I mean, that's kind of what it's supposed to be. Something you can do for both, but sort of over it by now.
Corey, what about yourself here for like some holiday themed things?
Yeah, I mean, Christmas movies, they're always good. It's the holiday spirit. And
your Christmas tradition is movie theater back when you were a kid.
Well,
right?
no, we used to go to the movies all the time. Chinese food and movies.
That's it, yeah.
Yep.
That is like a Christmas Story. The movie famously ends with the Chinese food, and I always thought about that when you told me you're getting Chinese and stuff. As a kid, I was like, oh. But yeah, you used to go see like the latest releases and
I mean, Mask of the Phantasm came out on Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Yeah, it's really good.
That's a good one. I should watch that one tomorrow. So I've got a bit of a road trip tomorrow, but I could probably put that on at least while I'm driving.
But yeah, just like the Santa Claus is like one of the better Santa Claus stories in my opinion, like modern movies. Tim Allen. And they even did decently with the sequels and stuff. But I thought that was a really great, like, again, it's the Christmas stories. Like, Family Man, I think, was a really interesting. I don't know if it's like a Christmas one, but it's got that whole, like, look at your life and see how it could be better, wonderful lifestyle themes to it. And so I like those stories where, it's uplifting. There's so much negativity in the world. It's nice to have films that are more positive and optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Topically, I did watch 8-Bit Christmas.
Nice. So what'd you think of that?
I really liked it, actually. I was not expecting it to be as faithful, actually, as of like I guess that era or whatever like that. Like I really expected them to do like this is video games, and like it's like they just show like things like that wasn't out back then and stuff like that. But I feel like they were pretty I didn't like dig too deep into it and stuff like that. But on surface level, everything looked and seemed to be in line with that era and stuff like that.
It was the Power Glove.
The Power, and that's what it was. They're like he's like the Power Glove was actually a piece of shit, and it's like it is, and stuff like that. So and it actually subverted expectations, I think, in the way the ending happened and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty good in terms of like entertainment value beyond just like hijinks and stuff like that. So I would definitely recommend that to anybody who's a video game nerd or something like that. And obviously,
did anybody?
Is great. And I feel like it kind of real quick. I feel like the arc was pretty similar to Princess Bride in a way, where it was like modern day and then flashback, whatever the story and stuff like that. So I thought that was, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it felt like that to me. So
they were trying to mesh a bunch of style of movies together. Like A Christmas Story was kind of mixed into that as well. And they were trying to pay homage to a lot of 80s classic movies too, and that would be Princess Bride. So there you go. So yeah, I mean, that was
Neil Patrick Harris, like Howard and Kumar's Christmas movie was pretty good.
Yeah,
I never saw that. I completely blanked out until I saw it on the HBO Max. So I was like, they made a Christmas special.
It was like 3D. It was supposed to be, and they make fun of it in the movie. Like and like when you're not watching it in 3D, you're like, I guess that's the 3D joke there. They used to throw them in there, but that was back when the height of 3D was going nuts. So I think that no, that was fun though to watch the Harold and Kumar stuff. Remember that phase, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you go to like some TV shows, like some TV specials, is there anything that rings a bell for you guys? Like, I was just having a conversation with my brother about Alf. Do you remember Alf?
Mm-hmm.
The one I remember, the funny comedy show that was on TV. Remember? The one I remember is him and the father trying to build a tree, an artificial tree, and everybody's like, it looks terrible. It looks like the tree from like Charlie Brown. And they ended up finally going out into the woods to get a tree, and they get stuck in the car and everything like that. I remember that Christmas special. Apparently there was another Christmas special later on, and it was not as cheerful, where Alf goes to a hospital and visits a very sick girl who's dying. And she dies at the end of the episode. And it's pretty crazy Christmas episode. So my brother was like, he's like, I watched it. And he's like, the whole time my jaw just was down. I'm like, because he couldn't believe that it was an Alf episode that we used to watch as kids. But yeah, I mean, like, there's some great holiday stuff that comes to mind. And for me, that when you go to the TV side of things, I switched to more like cartoons. So for me, like the Batman, the animated series, Joker's Christmas episode, where they watch It's a Wonderful Life at the end of the episode, and the Joker sings the Joker Batman smells. Robin,
isn't that the first episode?
Yeah. I think this is second, or is it the first? One of those two, but it's early. It's very early. First. But it's like the most one that stands out in my head of like for Christmas specials, and like so many of these old cartoons had them. Like I think X-Men had one, didn't they?
Yeah,
maybe
sure
one.
Most of them.
I don't remember, but
yeah,
I remember some Garfield Christmas specials. Garfield had good holiday specials.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean Garfield's Christmas is great actually. I remember that one fondly. And what was the other one? I just had it. What was it? Sure.
All the Muppet stuff. I know they're movies, but all the Muppet stuff is always pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Muppet stuff is always good. And there's the classic Muppet one that nobody can really watch anymore because they can't release it thanks to all the licensing crossovers that they had the problem with. It's the Muppet Christmas. Not the Muppet Family
Christmas Carol?
No. It's the Muppet Christmas special. And it's not the Muppet Family Christmas because they remade one without like the Sesame Street characters in it and everything like that, and the Fraggles, and they had all of these things in this episode, and it was really great special. But you can't find it except for maybe on YouTube because you can't buy it either. It's like it's really hard to find. And that was a very good special. Like you have Ernie and Bert singing with Kermit. It's a crazy mix of Muppets and
Jim Henson.
I remember. Yeah, I remember Kermit used to be on Sesame Street. Those were the days.
Yeah. No. So that was like that one stands out. But He-Man's Christmas. I'm a big He-Man fan. I haven't mentioned that on this podcast before. Yeah. So I love that Christmas special. It's got both She-Ra and He-Man in it, and it's a great episode. Like two kids from Earth crash land, and they have to teach like the Eternians about Christmas, and it's good. I don't know. I really like that one for some reason. So
no, I mean nostalgia is a big factor there. I'm sure.
What are you guys' feelings on the Jim Carrey Grinch? Yay or nay?
I love it.
It's okay.
I like it too. I think I remember back like when it came out, it was kind of like dragged a little bit, but I feel like as time has gone on, people have appreciated it more. Is that accurate?
I equate this to Jingle All the Way. Very similar ideas here. Like when those movies came out, it was pretty bad. Like it was like, I don't want anything it was terrible. And then as it aged, people could appreciate more of just the goofy badness of these movies. And that's what I feel like with the Grinch, with Jim Carrey's The Grinch. It was just before its time in terms of comedy. Comedy kind of ages better sometimes, you know? And the same thing with Jingle All the Way. It's the same idea in that there's some just over the top Arnold kind of comic stuff that he wasn't really known for, but he did a really good job in that movie.
It almost seemed like everyone
you're racing Kindergarten Cop.
With all
How
respect,
dare you?
With all respect to Kindergarten Cop, you're right. But yes, all due respect on that one. Wow, the mecca of Arnold movies, really. So no, I just that one.
Daddy, and what does he do?
Yeah, I mean, we might have to do an Arnold episode at some point. We might have to do that.
Probably.
Yeah, some point. Look for that. But yeah, I feel like I mean, is there like any more non-traditional ones you guys can think of? Like anything that you like kind of like to watch that's you kind of don't think about?
You know, I mean, not that I watch it, but again, like things that stick out are like when TV series have like that episode. So like Office, one of the first, I think it's season 2, where like Michael Scott, he gets like, you know, they're playing Yankee Swap or whatever like that, and everybody bought like everybody had like a Secret Santa, I think, but then last minute he changes it to like Yankee Swap or whatever like that.
Yeah,
people got these gifts that are like meant for somebody, and then they had like a $20 limit, and then of course he's like, oh, I put an iPod video in there or something like that or whatever it was, and then Jim got what's her name, Pam, the teapot that was supposed to have like a cute little message inside, and then Dwight winds up, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. I like stuff like that where like they actually take the setting and do something like with it and play around with it. Where you know,
The Office did that multiple years,
multiple years,
and they did a great job with it.
They were really good at integrating like the holidays.
The time where he wanted to play Santa, and so did Phyllis.
Yep.
So there were some great episodes.
And he gives his bike to the hibachi.
Let's play the hibachi.
That's
He
all
like,
I've seen
he,
most
like marked
recently.
the one with the marker and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's right. Oh my god! And I loved that was actually in the news recently. Mindy Kaling.
She's like, we
can't make that. We can't make that today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was a great one that had that. I'm trying to think of like some other shows that had like that holiday special. You're just like, you know, did Buffy have something like that, Mike?
Buffy had to.
Buffy did. I don't know if it did Christmas. It did Halloween like every other year. It was a rule almost. Not every year, but every other year they did Halloween. There might have been a Christmas one. I think there was one actually where it's in season 3. There might have been a Christmas episode where it snowed in LA and it was a big miracle, and that was to keep Angel from dying.
Yeah,
and I remember that because I was near the end of Buffy season 3 before he spun off. One of his last things that happened was that. I think that might be the only Christmas episode I remember, though.
I don't know.
I mean, sitcoms, traditional sitcoms of all
Seinfeld had a bunch,
did it a lot. Yeah, like I know, I remember Home Improvement. I had a bunch back in the day.
I'm sure that's.
They also had good
picked
Halloween
for Santa
too.
Claus,
But
it was like, Tim Allen can do it. Let's make him Santa Claus.
Yeah, I mean,
did anyone watch the new one that just came out of that?
No, I haven't seen that yet. That I haven't watched.
I want to see the one with Kurt Russell.
Yes, I was going to ask you guys. Did anybody see that yet? Because I really want to see that.
There's 2 of them. So.
Did anyone bother to watch the David Harbour like action Santa?
I don't want to see
movie that just came out.
Good things about it. Somebody was telling me they liked it.
I like Slade or something like that.
Yeah, Christmas Night or Evil Night or something.
Silent Night. Violent Night.
Violent Night.
Yes.
I wanted to see that too. Like the Kurt Russell ones I heard were excellent, and it's on my list. But I think Violent Night might be I have to go see this. You know, I mean, I'm off the next 2 weeks. I might have to go
I think
try to
it
get
already
myself
came
over.
out and no one bothered to watch it in theaters.
It's still in theaters, so
yeah, I know, but didn't do well.
It's not really. But yeah, I don't know if it's.
Yeah, well, whatever. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm just trying to flip through a couple of ideas here. The Office is always listed on these sites. Yeah, I mean, I don't know TV show wise. Like I said, a lot of it, my stuff was based on cartoons for me. As like I said, even the X-Men had like some holiday specials in there, which I absolutely enjoyed.
Justice League had
but
a good one.
what's that?
Justice League, the animated show, had a good one. I think with
Yep.
Flash. And some of the villains.
I don't remember these too much.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
No, they're in there. They're there. Go ahead and rewatch them. They're there. I remember Beast. You know, because Jubilee wanted to have. If going back to the X-Men, Jubilee wanted to have a Christmas thing, and Beast. I remember.
Oh yeah,
Beast
no, I do remember. Was they with the Morlocks? Were they?
Yep, Christmas
were
with
they
the Morlocks.
stuck underground?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So
I remember it.
See, it's there. It's just you don't even realize they throw it at you. The Simpsons have had many as well, obviously.
Oh yeah, Simpsons has probably had every holiday special by now.
Every year, but this year there is no holiday special for the first time.
Well, they did the Treehouse of Horror already, which was supposedly good. So
yeah. So, and then always that reminds me of now I have to move into South Park ones. They have some pretty.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
It's like a unaired pilot or whatever. It was like a Santa thing, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean those Critter Christmas ones where the cutesy animals in the forest are actually trying to breed the spawn of Satan.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget, Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh.
Oh yeah, yeah. So there were some famous ones there, but yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm more of the traditional ones for the movie side of things. I still have to watch the Rudolph, and I have to watch. I always liked, the claymation style thing. So like the Santa Claus is coming to town one where it's like his origin story.
Rankin and Bass.
Yeah, Rankin and Bass. That's it.
Yep. I don't have to watch anything, but if someone's gonna throw something on in the background, those are nice.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, like I said, the classic Peanut Christmas one I've already seen, so that's always a good one to have. But yeah. All right. Anything else to go? I think that's a lot of our favorites.
A lot of our favorites. There. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So I think that you have to, like I said, there's plenty out there to watch if you're looking for ideas. I hope we've listed something you haven't seen yet and recommended it. If you're listening to this or viewing it is, and yeah, absolutely. Leave a comment for us on either YouTube or on Twitch here. Happy to hear you guys respond back. Let me know what you guys, if we missed something. I don't even know. Obviously we missed stuff. There's so many out there.
Here's something. The end of the Batman comic No Man's Land takes place at Christmas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I mean that's gonna wrap up this episode, I think, of the Moviecast. This is the holiday special. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We have the Gamecast coming up next. Once again, we are live streaming on Twitch Tuesday nights starting at 8:00. YouTube the following day, and please hit that subscribe and the like button so you get notified when we post those episodes. More stuff coming your way. We got some specials. We just talked about another idea we might have. So stay tuned for an Arnold at some point.
Happy holidays.
And happy holidays. We hope you guys have a great, if you're celebrating Christmas, hope you have a great Christmas. Hope you have a great Hanukkah. Hope you had a great Hanukkah, right? Is that done at this?
It's started.
Still going?
It's going.
Night 3.
This is
Night 3?
This is one of those where it like actually coincides, right?
Yeah.
And any holidays you celebrate, Kwanzaa, during this time of year, there's so much stuff going on and everybody's so busy. So we hope you have a safe one with all your family and friends, and we'll see you on the Gamecast.